four mural arts that we have chosen is the first one is the melting, second one is the single mother, third one is the rotan, and the fourth one is Simichu. Two we choose in KL and two we choose in Penang. Now I pass to Vivian to talk about the melting.
So I'll be presenting the first mural painting called Melting. So this is the mural art, and next. So it is actually done by an artist called Lulu Chen, but he called himself by the name of Clockwork. So why Clockwork, you may wonder? Because initially graffiti word is actually something illegal. So most of the graffiti artists would actually come up with another name to hide their true identity. So for information, the word clock means in disguise or to hide under a false appearance. So according to this artist, he said that he actually likes it that way because it matches with his personality, where he likes to keep things secret and keep his word guard. And also, Clockwork is currently 24 years old, born in Kuala Lumpur. He's right now working as an in-house designer and also as a part-time graffiti artist. And he is graduated from the college named Destin Academy of Art. He also works locally and internationally for his personal interest as a graffiti artist. And he has also completed numerous artwork not only in Kuala Lumpur but as well as in overseas such as Japan, Australia, and Indonesia. So these are a few examples of his artwork. The first one is called the legendary Extra Hot Peri Peri. This is one of his masterpieces where he won the grand prize in a Nando's mural art competition. And the next one is called the Hipster Boy. It's one of the Petronas project for the National Day. And it is also the largest piece of mural art that Clockwork has ever done so far. And the third one is called Hipster Steampunk Robot, which is done in Singapore. And the last one is called the Beard Guy. So what is melting all about? So the main theme for this mural painting is about global warming. So here are a few of the characteristics. The first one, three-dimensional extrusion. So instead of using forests, plants, or animals to portray the theme and deliver the message of global warming, Clockwork actually uses the icons to portray the melting ice cream with 3D extrusion. And next is bright, vibrant colors. So as you can see, the colors of the rainbow, which is in contrast to the color of the background that is in a darker tone, is used not only to attract the public attention of the piece of art, but also to attract their interest in getting to know the hidden message behind the mural painting. And thirdly is the edge design. So Clockwork actually expresses creativity by using the traffic cones painted in different colors as the ice cream cones to give edgy effect. And lastly, fun jarring juxtaposition of playful imagery into depthful messages. So as we all know, global warming has always been one of the most critical environmental issues that is concerned by the society. But instead of sending out a warning in a serious manner, Clockwork delivers the message through a fun and playful imagery. Yeah, that's all for my part. Thank you.
Alright, very good morning. My name is Daniel Song. I'll be explaining the communication concepts used in melting by Clockwork. Next. Alright, first of all, we see that perception and first impressions was a very strong tool used by Clockwork to actually convey its message. You can see this, I mean, like, imagine you're walking down the streets, you're like, whoa, you know, I mean, it's really strong. I mean, like, the bright colors and the 3D extrusions, it catches your eye. Alright, that's the first thing you see. That's what Clockwork actually tend to use in order to catch everyone's attention, which would lead on to them interpreting the design. Now, perception here is used in actually two manners, active and passive. Passive is seen in how the senses perceive the colors, you know, the 3D extrusions, everything is perceived through your sensory organs. And then the active part of perception is seen in how you interpret these particular sensory information into the message that's conveyed by this artwork. Next. Alright, so next up we see that conflict is a huge communication concept used in melting. How is it used? Like mentioned, it's a juxtaposition of serious messages into playful imagery. Alright, the message is pretty serious. Global warming, can't be more serious than that. But how did he convey this message? Through ice cream cones, melting ice cream cones. It's a huge conflict over there. Conflict between the vehicle and the message. Alright? Next. Now, okay, we see that mass communication is also a huge part of the concepts that he used to actually convey his message. Why mass communication? Because all the written communication, the visual communication, everything was actually compacted into something that once was meant to be consumed by the public. So because the public can actually come and access this particular artwork, they consume it, then therefore it became an artwork meant for mass consumption, hence mass communication. Next. Alright, besides that, we see that visual written communication is a key component of this artwork. Alright, it's dark a bit, it's a bit dark here, but you can see there are actually words that are part and parcel of this artwork. Only you can stop global warming. Alright, these actually help to clarify what the entire artwork is about, without which you would be left a bit blur on what this entire artwork was actually meant to convey. Alright, next. Finally, we see non-verbal communication. Alright, non-verbal communication, how does this go? Okay, let's have a look at how the words are phrased. Only you can stop global warming! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Alright, everything is said in a very imperative tone. Alright, it enlists all of the audience to come alongside it, come alongside Clockwork in order to help stop global warming. Alright, this is not verbal, it's implicit. It is part of the tonality of how you actually phrase the message. Only you can stop global warming. It's very commanding. Alright, that's all from me. Thank you.
So my name is Nian Chen Yong. I will be talking about the single mother. So next. So this is the single mother sculpture. Next. So the single mother sculpture was done by Kenji Chai. After he finished secondary school, he went on to complete a course in graphic design. He often done illustration job for the Express and New Mobile Company. He discovered graffiti in 2008. He primarily produces comics and cartoons employing cute and vibrant themes. So here are the examples of his artwork. The first one is the fighting cockerel, followed by the doggy chai in Bangkok Island. The third one is the 80 Street Wars, and the last one is Friday. So what is single mother sculpture all about? Next, basically it's all about mother love. As we know, mother is someone who loves you unconditionally, even more than herself. Mothers strive to provide the best for their child. In this mural art, the orangutan carrying a child shows her way of nurturing her offspring. This is also a responsibility of a mother takes on when she gives birth to a child, is committed to raise and taking care of her. So these are also synonymous with the words tense and dynamic. This is because the things seem to be hanging in the air, frozen in time. The orangutan also swinging in the frozen motion. Besides, the mirror art also shows the juxtaposition of orangutan against an urban setting. This shows they struggle in the concrete jungle where the high cost of living is the part of their life. Yeah.
So when you sit down, I'll be talking about these concepts. Next, conflict. Okay, what do you think about an orangutan as our prime minister? It doesn't make sense, but it's happening in Malaysia with the addition of hippopotamus. And so there's a conflict in this artwork. You can see this orangutan is acting like a human, living in a hustle and bustle city, and trying to raise a child. You can see this is a child. So next, proximity. How do we animals show that we are having a very close relationship with?
Brightness.
How about turn off the light?
I want the light.
So how do we animals show that we are having a very close relationship with one another? Okay, talking about proximity in this slide, as you can see here, the son is cuddling closely to his mother, which shows that it displays intimacy. display intimacy session between them. So next. For this concept, how do we know someone when someone is serious even though they didn't tell us, they didn't speak out? We will see them from their face. Determination, this one is being shown on this orangutan face. As you can see, he is trying to reach the banana to raise the child. So next. Perception. The first thing that came out of my mind when I saw this thing is, can you see the stuff around this orangutan? The stuff is there are baby bottles, book. I think it represents stress and burden. Because these two components are the very vital component while raising a child. And next, mass communication. Kenji Chinese sister decided to deliver this message by painting on the wall free. He can charge it on us a certain amount of fee, but he did not. So this means that she's trying to deliver this message to all of us. Alright, the mass communication. And next. Yeah, thank you.
So I'm Terrestan and I'm going to talk about the Rotan sculpture. Next. Okay, this is the Rotan sculpture. This sculpture is designed by Tam Moon Tien and he is graduated from Malaysian Institute of Art. He was an art director in Singapore for 10 years and currently based in Kuala Lumpur and worked as a Malaysian creative practitioner. These are his artwork, Cheating Husband, and this one is Top Up Me on 2012, and Naughty Bengali and Cannon Hall on 2013. So, what is Rotan all about? Rotan sculpture installed on a wall on a Rotan shop named Lisuki on Chulia Street. Lisuki Rotan shop is chosen because it is one of the most longest running Rotan shop in Georgetown. Rotan are instrumental in Malaysia education culture because it's used to punish the student who misbehave in order to correct their behavior. This Rotan sculpture is a jovial and comic-like depiction, and obviously it's a very friend typical of street art. And this, obviously, you can see children is hiding, and mother is holding a report card, probably belongs to the children, and ask the children which type of pen, whether he wanted to be candy. That's all of my session. Thank you.
So now I will start talking about the 5 main communication concepts which are portrayed by this new art Rotan. The first concept is face-to-face channel. Both the mother and the child communicate through face-to-face channel. They communicate and deliver their messages through sensory organs like speaking and hearing. As you can see, they are in physical proximity, and the message, thick, medium, or thin, is verbally transmitted from the mother to her child. The second concept is connotative meaning. The mother has spoken thick, medium, or thin to her child, which gives a deeper and abstract meaning. The mother asks her child about what thickness of the rotan he would most likely to choose, instead of telling him directly that she had seen his report card and she was unsatisfied about his result. And the third concept is facial expressions. As one of the non-verbal codes, facial expressions will clearly seen in both the mother and the child. As you can see that the child is very anxious, scared, nervous when he saw his mother holding his report card. However, in fact, he never stated that he is scared, but we can go through his facial expressions. For the mother, we can see her calming facial expression
hi, good morning. My name is Tamin Hao, and I'll be talking about the sculpture Jimmy Choo. Next slide. So here's the sculpture Jimmy Choo. The man responsible behind this sculpture is a man named Baba Chua. Baba Chua did not initially came into the steel rod sculpture scene, but initially into the comic scene, where he drew a lot of comics. And in 1991, he first published his first comic, Falsafa Batu Api, and which led on to Creative Enterprise. And in the year 2001, he was internationally recognized by a US publisher named Dark Horse for his Midsummer Night comic. And he is also a very low profile artist, so he's a very humble guy. And as to date, he has completed 5 different steel rod sculptures. From the top left, you can see Your Plan steel rod sculpture. To the right is Ting Ting Tong. Below is Chang Tiao, and bottom left we have the Harsh Pilgrimage. So what is the steel rod sculpture Jimmy Choo all about? It's about one of the most successful men in Malaysia, namely Jimmy Choo. And as you can see from the steel rod sculpture, the sheer size of the shoe and the boy, young Jimmy Choo, is staggering. This will imply that Jimmy Choo has achieved a certain amount of success, and a huge achievement, if you could say, from his shoemaking and designing skills. And also, if you could look to the background, you can see his parents' faces of joy, and they're really proud of their son of achieving something that is quite extraordinary, and their approval towards their son. And also, this sculpture commemorates and appreciates people like Jimmy Choo who have gone after their dreams and passions in life. Alright, thank you.
So, hi, my name is Ling Sua. I'm going to talk about the 5 communication concepts of Jimmy Choo's steel sculpture. The first concept is kinesis. So, through the body gesture, like how they employ physical contact, we know that the family shows love to each other. And the mother hand gestures shows assignment and pride towards her son's achievement. And the father's hand gestures shows satisfaction and joy. The way that Jimmy Choo holds his shoes shows the sense of fulfillment towards his work. So next. The second communication concept is interpersonal relationship. Okay, so they are dependent upon each other as they rely on each other as a family. Symmetrical relationship can be shown as the relationship between the parents. So thirdly, the communication concept is proxemics. So the way to communicate their relationship can be classified as personal space, as they might communicate their personal methods. Okay, so next.
Close proximity,
Yeah.
give privacy.
Alright. So next is facial expression. Through the facial expressions of the parents, we know that the parents shows satisfaction and happiness towards their son's achievement.
Satisfaction.
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 Yes.
Okay. So, and lastly, next is mass communication. These are words allows the delivery of message to the public through steel structure. Yeah, that's all.
In conclusion, mural arts are important to us because the message is delivered to us in just like in one section, and we don't have to read. Since people don't like to read, they like to see the picture. And like what Leonardo da Vinci said, painting is a poetry. Rather than seeing it, rather than felt, it should be seen. And poetry is a painting which is rather than seam should be flat. Thank you.